we are going to go over the introduction of a student paper. You can find the full version of this paper by clicking on the heart icon on the bulletin board. This student wrote about the problem of sex trafficking in the United States. So she's very specific about where the issue is that she's going to talk about. To open the paper, you need an attention-getting device. And this student used an example of a person who actually went through the sex trading industry forcefully, and how she got out of it through a program called Polaris Freedom Happens Now. And what's really good about this is that the student connects the personal example from one of her primary sources to the actual source she's going to use in her paper. So she explains what Polaris is and what they do for those who are stuck in sex trafficking. She also goes on to explain one of her other sources, the U.S. Department of State Office to Monitor and Combat Trafficking in Persons, and what they do to kind of help get rid of sex trafficking in the United States. What's missing here, and it's interesting, is that she doesn't really mention why this issue is important, but it is mentioned in her thesis statement. And the thesis statement is this last sentence in the first paragraph. Okay, we're going to break it down. So she says, even though non-for-profit groups such as Polaris and Shared Hope exist, so this is going to be the first part of her paper, right? Because the thesis is the roadmap for the rest of your paper. So she says that these groups exist, and yes, they're helping. But there's an issue. And then she's going to go on and explain that issue. Sex trafficking is still a major threat to humans today. So even though these programs are going on and they're doing their part, it's still going on. Why? Then we're going to get into that. Leading to the belief that the United States is not doing enough to protect its own citizens from human trafficking. So yes, these groups exist, but it's still going on, and it's the United States itself fault. And she could even put government or some sort of other organization in here to clarify that. It's not the country as a whole, or maybe that's what she wanted to put. So that's the reason why that it still exists. And she goes on in her paper to explain what else the United States could be doing to protect its own citizens. So this is the introduction. This is what I want you to do for your paper, and that's it.